The Shawshank Redemption. After his wife and her lover are killed and the blame is placed on him, Andy Dufresne, a young, successful vice president of a big bank, finds his life taking a catastrophic turn for the worse. Perhaps because he was standing outside his lover's house with a loaded gun on the night of the murder. Yeah, things aren't looking good for him. Anyway, he's sent to Shawshank Prison, where he meets some total sweethearts, including a convicted murderer named Red, who becomes his best friend. Andy asks Red, who knows how to get things, to get him a rock hammer so he can collect rocks. Always he's been an amateur geologist. Red is happy to help. Andy has also made friends with some guys who, well, let's just say they don't want to look at rocks with him. Nobody ever said prison would be easy. Andy begins assisting Warden Norton and the guards with their taxes and other financial issues, and he is suddenly elevated to the position of teacher's pet. He receives so much favoritism from the guards that they end up having his back, even going so far as to look after another inmate who doesn't seem to be able to take no for an answer. When Norton asks Andy to help him with some shady dealings, Andy is forced to launder the warden's money so that nothing can be traced back to either of them. Andy, a financial wizard who knows all the loopholes, launders everything through Mr. Randall Stevens, a completely fictitious human being who even has his social security card and birth certificate. Andy tells Red that he was as clean as a whistle on the outside. It took being sent to prison to turn him into a crook. Andy sees a ray of hope when Tommy, a new inmate, arrives at the prison and reveals that he has information that could exonerate his new friend. The warden finds out about it and is not keen on releasing someone with so much dirt on him back into society. He murders Tommy, confines Andy in solitary confinement for 2 months, and only releases him if he agrees to continue doing his dirty work. There's a time to shut up and a time to put up, and this appeared to be a particularly good time to shut up. Andy doesn't seem like himself after 20 years at Shawshank. His friends are concerned, so he requests a length of rope from one of them. He appears to be saying goodbye to Red. He doesn't make it out of his cell for roll call one morning. Red is afraid of the worst, but he isn't in there at all. We've got a chance to get away. The warden discovers the shocking truth. Andy has been chiseling away at the wall with a rock hammer for nearly 2 decades, hiding his work behind a series of pin-up posters procured by Red, finally escaping through the sewer pipes the night before. Clever young man. Norton releases the hounds, but Andy has long since vanished, and was probably too covered in sewage to leave much of a scent in the first place. Andy flees with over $300,000 of the warden's money after clearing out the funds set up under Randall Stevens, sends the cooked account books to the local newspaper, and heads for Mexico. The cops arrive, and the warden takes the coward's exit with a bullet to the head. Before leaving, Andy promises Red that if he ever gets out, he'll dig up something in a remote hayfield. Red does exactly that after another 10 years. Andy had left him some spending money and instructions on how to find him, which he discovers. The two friends are reunited on a beach in Mexico.